Alright, we should be live now. Let me just double check that. Are we live now? We are live now. Why am I like this? Sheesh. Okay, what's good? Welcome to the 652nd annual beat reviews. I almost said Hunger Games. It's not actually 652nd, but whatever. Thank you. I appreciate you calling me cool. I have to make the announcement in the Discord server. Done. Easy. That's what happens when you have things prepared, right? You come prepared in life. Let's just get right into it. We got Arrow first. This man is a Saint Zark worshiper, alright? So, I'm expecting heat. How's that little music thing going? Pretty good. Low-key. Pretty good. Yeah, I don't have any complaints personally. That do be heat. I will not lie to you. So we're gonna be doing it the same way with the voting, by the way. I'm throwing that into the voting. That is heat. I have a good feeling that Saint Zark definitely assisted you in this. I won't lie, the melody, I didn't expect it to go in that direction at all. Like, at all. Yo, what's good, BC Jackson? Is it like British Columbia Jackson, or like before Christ Jackson, or what? I didn't expect that to go in that direction. I think the kick could have been a little chunkier, a little more chunk to the kick, but pretty good, pretty damn good. Damn, yo, Locke did drums? Someone else was on the beat. What did they do? Locke did the melody, he did the drums. They put their name on it.
Locke, what are you doing?
Tastes like crazy.
So aside from the melody sounding like we're in a Star Wars film, those drums are insane. God. Yo, that was, when that dropped, ooh! By the way, if y'all don't know, I do have membership on my channel now. You can join that. There's emojis and all that good stuff, or whatever it's called. Like channel-specific emojis. I'll add more, the more people we get. And on top of that, too, if you're in the Discord server, you get access to like a little special section. Let me see if I can scroll down and show y'all. You get like members content. There's like a chat. There's a members beat review that I check more frequently because there's less members than the overall people in the beat reviews, but whatever. So let's continue. That was kind of heat. I think I pinned that, yeah? Yeah, I did. A lot of drill. Y'all are starting with drill today, I guess. It's kind of feels like I'm in GTA, but also it feels like I should be doing something that involves a lighter. I'd say it's a little bit on the repetitive side. I also just realized like I didn't really have much feedback for Lock. It was just hard. Like I don't really have much to say about Lock. It was just hard. The melody kind of sounded like Star Wars. Sorry, something was just popping up. This is cool. I just think it's a bit too repetitive, and it sounds a little bit like I'm on Grove Street or something like that, you know? But it's good. It's good. Lock, you have a question? Yo, Troy Vicious is in chat. By the way, check out Troy Vicious. The man is a myth. He's a legend. He's a dope producer and a great homie. Faded Wave is here too. You should check him out too. Everything I just said about Troy applies to Faded Wave. It was good, Chuck. This one's good. This one is very good. Yo, I just hit my mic. My bad. I knocked it over or something. This one is really good. I love that switch up in the melody. At first, I was very iffy on the melody. I didn't really like where it was going. But then it switched up, and I was like, yo, this is hard. I love this. All right, so far we got a pin chain going on. We got this pinned, this pinned, this pinned, and this. Y'all need to chill. Relax, okay? This is I'm supposed to be giving you feedback. You guys aren't giving me very much to give you feedback on. Yeah. This is slowly turning into a competition. I know, this is a problem. What time is it for me? It is 1:07 p.m. By the way, my dog listens to jazz music to stay calm. Like, if no one's home, we put on jazz music because it helps calm her. Yeah, I just need to let y'all know that tag, I made that, sort of. It's his voice. I just Foreman shifted it up an octave and then just added a few effects. And it was like we were making it as a meme together. But he loved it, and so we used it. Terribly sorry, Ander. My bad. I will say the mix gets a little messy, just because I think there's a little bit of low end in the melody as well. I really feel like the melody might be a little bit too loud, because like when the 808 comes in, when all the drums are there, it just kind of sounds a little muddy, a little clashed. So I'm a little iffy on the mixing. I did like where it kind of stutters, has that little stutter effect, which is cool. It was like a nice mix up. I wanted to keep playing it, but just be fair, I'm not going to play too much of everyone's. Yo, y'all have no idea how many DMs I get. Instagram is a menace too. I get so many DMs on Instagram. This kind of reminds me of like the what's the music? Some of the music from Hunter x Hunter, but specifically like the spider people, whatever they're called, that arc, you know? Which is good. Like, that was good music. I do think though the drum mixing is a little off. Some things sound a little bit too quiet. Some things just aren't hitting as much as they could, and you could definitely turn them up a bit more.
Hot beast on the track.
Okay, top of the morning to everybody out there. I'm just here to say that. Still, I'm getting paper like all day. Man, I got that game, so let me switch it up to that EA. Couple cups of that mo.
I really feel like what's kind of holding this back is the drum mixing. Like the 808 just doesn't really sound there. The kick kind of sounds overly punchy. The hi-hats are a little too loud. I'm not a fan of the snare sample. The melody's okay. It's just kind of there. It's nothing crazy, nothing special. And I think the vocal you added in, I don't know if that's your vocal or where you got it, but it's pretty cool. Where who go? Riley, I answer. Just very, very infrequently.
What you doing, Atmos?
See, I really like the switch up there, but I do think that you should have maybe just like chilled the drums out when the switch up came. Just maybe had just the piano. It would have been a cool, like, nice breath of fresh air. Or you could have just had like piano, hi-hat, claps, and like that. I did like the guitar. I thought the drums were pretty solid. Yeah, even Faded Wave, like I'm just terrible at replying. And it's like I have so many DMs, like on Instagram. I think I have, like, I don't know. After a while, Instagram just stops keeping track. Terrible. Arrow submitted the wrong one.
Faded, this shit wavy.
Censored Faded Wave tag. I think what kind of is holding this beat back is more so just the fact that, like, I don't really like the sample selection. I'm not a big fan of the hi-hat sound you used. I think I really dislike the 808 sample you used. I would have definitely used a different 808 sample, something a little bit more clean. The patterns are okay, it just would have been a bit cleaner overall with better sample selection. I'm a little iffy on this one. I didn't like it at first. The kick and the 808 combination at first I didn't really love. The second 808 I thought was kind of cool. At first it kind of sounded like not off, it just sounded a little overpowering, but then it kept going and I was like, okay, this fits very nicely. I didn't like how the tail just dragged out of the 808 and then it just went back into like hi-hats and everything. So I think arrangement could have definitely been better on this, and maybe just the kick and 808 could have been meshed together a bit better. I can skip to 22, bet. This is never a good sign. When there's all these reactions, this is not a good sign. This is a terrible sign.
Come back, AGP.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with this. Like, oh, no, I remember what was up with the reactions. So the new rule is you can only submit one beat at a time. There's a 5-minute cooldown, etc. And AGP submitted like 3, and everyone was just shaming him into submitting only 1. Which, you know what? That's some community policing right there, which is the long-term goal, which I love. The melody's pretty cool. It's kind of wavy. I'm not a big fan of the drums. I feel like the drums just aren't it. I feel like the melody could have been a little bit fleshed out a bit more, just like a little bit more going on there. Some staccato strings could have been crazy, but yeah. Genuinely, I'm not actually a fan of the melody. I think the melody is just very simplistic. It feels kind of like happy. Like the flute feels like weirdly like Ocarina of Time-ish in a weird way. And I think the drum sample selection overall could have been better. It kind of sounds like somatic drum samples. Especially the 808. I'm really not a fan of the 808. And again, like, you can't fix that stuff by mixing. Like, you can mix the hell out of it and it'll still be a somatics drum sample and it'll still sound terrible. So just overall better drum samples are recommended. Yeah, so Faded Wave said it well. There's a lot of dissonance in the melody, and technically, like, dissonance is not a bad thing as long as it gets resolved, and this doesn't really get resolved. Like, you can have a lot of dissonance and resolve it, and it can sound good. And it kind of sounds like a lot of things are just playing out of key at the same time, which I probably wouldn't recommend if you're new to music. The drums as well are just like really quiet. They're drowned out by the melody. So the mixing could definitely be better on that. We got the alternate nexus here. I mean, this is cool, but I don't really feel like it fits together. Like, I like the melody, I liked what you had with the melody, and the drums were cool, but I don't think they really meshed together all that well, you know. And I think overall could have taken this in a different way, and it could have been better. And I think the drop could have been a bit harder. Like, the build was fine, it built real nice, just didn't drop very well. Yes, Saint Zark, what is your question for the class? Ask your question, please.
I ain't giving no statement. If you was in my position, I know that you're okay.
I'm just gonna assume that you did the beat. The beat's fine. The vocals are just terribly mixed. The mixing on it could be cleaned up a lot better. Not too much to say. Like, the vocals just really take it down a notch. If you submit a beat right now, would it get reviewed at all? Yes, most likely.
I am Shepard. How are you today? There is a warrant for your arrest. I am just joking. I am looking at a living potato right now. By the way, I need help with something. Cheeseburgers, work, and we are doing the heist.
Alright. Thank you for your submission. Bass drum flex time. Very much appreciated. Your contributions to the community are insurmountable. Here's my dilemma with this. I really like the melody. I don't like the drums at all. The clap is loud. The mixing on the drums is iffy. The pattern on the 808 is not it. Overall, your drums are definitely holding you back here in general. The melody's fine. Like, the melody's cool. I thought the melody was nice. Like, it could go down many different ways, and it went down not in any of them.
Come back, AGP.
Jado says it's fire, it's fire. This is actually pretty clean. I liked it. I hit my mic again, Jesus. I liked it. I liked what you did with it. I liked the little breakdown you had there. It was all cool. I think maybe, like, just, if there's anything I would change, I would turn that 808 up. I would turn that 808 up the tiniest amount, like, not even half a decibel. Maybe, like, 0.1. It sounds like you got a good guitar here. I don't know if you played it or what, like where you got it. The guitars are nice. It just doesn't really feel like the drums are mixing very well with the vibe of the guitar. Also, there's absolutely no bass, pretty much, and I'm a minute into the song. Like, you don't have a bass guitar, you don't have a synth bass, you don't have an 808, no form of bass, pretty much. The people want bass. Fill up the frequencies. This one just kind of seems kind of confused, like you didn't really know what you were doing or where this was going. It's just everything's loud, like melody-wise. The melody's loud. It feels a bit random at times. So I would really think you should go and try and structure your melody a bit more. And the drums are just, I don't know. It's confusing just because the melody is so confusing. Like the drums, it's hard to catch the vibe, for me at least. The people wanted bass, and bass drum flex time has delivered. Oh, is this Bob Raja? The man, the myth, the legend, Bob Raja?
Come back, AGP.
That boy saying he hide from my pants. Guess he ain't know I got bands in my pants. Cop him turn on that neck. I'm like, damn. If you do that again, get your man's killed. Yeah, bitch done swim my shit.
You know what though? You can tell Bob Raja is getting better.
Yeah, and she spilled her. Come on, my kill. Yeah, we move around and get killed. Damn, like, guess he get him, cause he ain't know. Ay, I'm a killer, just lay low. Ay, stay in them bushes when that people come out. We gon' pull up, and they gon' sound. Ay, and he got them pants.
You know what? Bob Raja is getting better, okay? Whether you like it or not, this time next year, Bob Raja will be the greatest rapper of all time. That's a fact.
Psycho.
I'll be really honest, I hate that vocal. That's kind of why I turned it off before a minute even hit, just because the vocal was playing and I didn't like it. The 808's kind of uninspiring. Like, there's not much going on with it. It's kind of just there. It's a little quiet. I would have probably used a different 808 sample. The pattern's iffy. Like, it's an okay pattern, but it's just there, you know? What were y'all trying to spell? Arrow? I thought this was like Laro. I mean, this is cool. I think that 808, I liked it. I didn't really like the melody. I'm not sure if it comes down to the sound selection of the melody or if it's just the composition, I guess you could say. But the melody just isn't it for me. I would definitely go with a different melody. The melody on this isn't bad. Like, there's not too much negatives about the melody. It's just a little plain. And I think you could definitely like spice it up. My mic is just tipping all over the place. I don't know what's going on. I think you could definitely spice up the melody. The drums are terrible though. The sound selection on the drums, like the samples, delete those files and then get a better drum kit. There are so many good free drum kits out there. Like, you can get the Lunch 77 kits. Wither has like 1 million amazing drum kits. They're free. All of these things are free and they all have good drum sounds. Like, the people who have bad drum samples, it's not a thing of like a paywall. It's a thing of just not knowing, you know? They're free, they're easy to find online. Just look on Reddit. Yeah, I forgot to mention, if you are a member, you get a green name. You get the little emoji thing or whatever it's called beside your name, like the little circle thing. I don't even know. You also get access to like a bunch of stuff in the Discord server, and you get a special role. There's exclusive members content, which I've just pretty much put loops or FLPs or MIDI, etc. There's a members chat, members beat review, etc. This kind of sounds like some like Maple Story type music, but the drum mix is not it. The drums are not it. This could also be in like some like RPG, like 2D RPG friendly kind of game. Like, what's that thing called? Stardew Valley or whatever. It could be in a game like that. The drums though need to be cleaned up. I don't like the samples. Like the kick is like overtly punchy but lacking on the thump. They're all really, really quiet. Also, apparently this is the best beat the world has been waiting for. No, the beat this world has been waiting for. I didn't know we were waiting for any beats. Did y'all know that?
Come back, AGP.
There are 8 billion people buying, falling for one, trying to think of a hook, but I can't think of none, and I just keep on falling for you. There's nothing that I can do. There's something about you, something in your eyes, but I can't run away, cause I'm terrified, and I just keep coming towards you, and there's nothing I can do. Trying to think of a way, find a way out, but I ain't gonna do it, cause I know you shot, and I just keep attracting to you, and there's nothing I can do.
I think this might be Bob Raja, I don't know. The beat's crazy, I like the beat. What I said about Bob Raja making it next year, I take it back. Bob Raja is staying in the hood, never getting out, and most importantly, he'll probably get his leg broken for some reason if he keeps making this music. I'm not really a fan of this. I think the melody is a little boring at times. You know, it just feels like it's kind of put there, and it's like the start of something that could expand into something a bit better. The drum mixing's iffy for me. The 808 is just ridiculously quiet in comparison to everything going on. I feel like not ridiculously quiet, but it's a fair bit quiet in comparison to everything going on. And the patterns are just, they're not all that much. Like the 808 sounds like it's just playing like the same note over and over again pretty much. The hi-hat sample I'm iffy on. It's just okay.
Hey, it's your mom beat.
Fun fact, I don't know what it's called. I have like a medical condition or whatever, where one of my nostrils is always closed. So I guess, I don't know, like I have a cold or whatever, you know? It's kind of like what colds are. This is good. I'm gonna unpin it though, because that slide, the 808 slide alone made me unpin this. Like when you did that, I said, don't do that, please, no. I did not like the 808 slide. Everything was fine. Melody, like you could have added a bit more to it, but the slide just no, please. I hate 808 slides if it's not drill. Hey, Madam Music, I know you want to chat, but like let's chill on the spam, okay? Also, I'm just gonna say the melody's gorgeous. I love this melody. The drums are just like barely there. You got to turn those up and give them more thump. The samples on them too are kind of iffy, you know. But it's a little hard to hear them. I still think you should just mix them better, turn them up, give them more presence, you know. Yeah, that's pretty much my opinion. The drums are lackluster just because they're not really hitting. They sound like the melody's almost over top of some of them, and then just directly in line with others. Alright, Madam Music, we're timing you out because you're obnoxious right now. Like, chill. I mean, this one's good. It just feels like the 808 and the low end of the melody kind of clash. Just on that third 808, like the third 808 note where it goes do, 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 you know what I mean? And that kind of gets a little muddy. Yeah, one of these sounds like a Nokia ringtone. I'm really not a fan of this. I don't like the melody. And I think a lot of it comes down to the sounds you're using. I think a lot of it does come down to the composition as well. Some things just sound weirdly out of place. Like I don't really know what's going on with the melody. And the drums are they could be louder. They're not mixed very great, I think.
Come back, AGP.
Yo, did AGP just have someone submit his beats for him? I'm so confused. Also, that 808 roll, like I paused it right before, and then I played it. That 808 roll, nah, not it. Personally, I don't like that. But the melody's nice. The melody's very nice. I do think, personally, I would have used different sounds, but the melody is nice. like the lead too. AGP had a whole group post his beats. I'm just like, I'm wondering, what is this? I know you hear excuses. What is this? Like, you have like a very simple melody. That's fine. You have an 808 doing its thing. That's cool. You got like a hi-hat, but there's nothing else going on. It's just very, it's empty. You know what? That wolf was actually, like, that wolf sound was actually not bad. I always make fun of Oren for using his eagle sound, but not bad. Okay, you're overusing the wolf sound now. I feel like you have some good ideas here, you just need to flesh them out more and then mix everything together a bit better. Like the drums are just, they're there. It's another instance of kind of what happened with the last one you submitted. Is this more Bob Raja? Listen, if we get more AGP submissions, I'm gonna start timing people out or something. I don't know. Y'all are crazy. Like, I get AGP makes good beats. I get we all love listening to Bob Raja, but this would be like the 600th Bob Raja song I've heard today. Personally, that's too much Bob Raja.
Tryna pay my little one too.
Yo, how do I time people out on Discord? I don't even know how to use this. Oh, there we go. I felt like a week would have been a little harsh. A day felt nice. This is clean. I just think like a nice West Coast lead would kind of clean that up and complete it. I'm going to shorten his timeout. He's new. And I understand. How do I even do that? Okay. Remove the timeout. And then we're gonna just make it an hour. Chill on the Bob Raja, bro. Please. Okay, that's better. I hope the W's weren't for me untiming him out. I shortened it though. I shortened it by 23 hours. That's pretty nice.
I would like to introduce.
Personally, I would cap Bob Raja songs to 3. My biggest problem is the fact that now it's not just AGP coming in and saying, okay, here's the Bob Raja song. It's like, we got all of AGP's homies now. We got 17 Bob Raja songs within 30 minutes. We don't need to hear that much. That's like a half of the time we've listened to Bob Raja. Okay, slides are cool. Slides are cool when they're used within the right context. Let's not slide our 808s for the sake of sliding our 808s. Also, your 808 sounded really off when it first came in. The melody's cool. The melody's very saucy. I like the melody. The drums are not it. I think the drums on this are definitely not it. You should definitely mix them better, use better samples, and clean up that 808 pattern for sure. All right, so Chuck wanted me to read this, and I do what Chuck says sometimes. He said, I got 3 things for this beat. Number 1, yes, I know my producer tag is kind of bad at the beginning. Okay, that's fair. Number 2, listen to like 30 seconds and then go to 148 for the switch. No, you didn't use the spooky lead, okay? I've got a question. Why put Glorilla's name in here? That's besides the point, but it's good. Like, I know you've been on this glow wave for a while. I saw you in the casual plug, the members beat reviews. I've been listening. I've been giving feedback. It's good. It's hard. The 808 might be a tiny bit too loud. That's about it. It feels minimalist to like an extreme. I don't know. I think you need to flesh out these ideas a bit more and kind of come up with something a little bit more concrete altogether. You know? You have inspiration. It's very clear you have a lot of inspiration. You have a lot of ideas. It would just be nice to see these ideas taken a step further and built upon a bit more. This is kind of funny though. This isn't a Bob Raja song. This is his homie F Bart. They're a gang of terrible rappers. That beat wasn't Raja. It was F Fart, apparently. These names are just too much to keep up with. Please don't time me out for this. I understand the new rules of the stream. Okay. We're going to put it to a vote. Okay? A community vote. How do I even do this again? Do we listen to another Bob Raja song? Yes? Or no? It's a simple poll. And I hope that y'all will take your democratic right and participate in this poll. It's not a Bob Raja song, I know, but we're classifying all rappers that are in the Bob Raja gang as Bob Raja clones, okay? That is the new rule for this world and community. If you are in the Bob Raja gang, you are a Bob Raja clone, most likely. So we got a majority, a small majority, 51%, 53, jeez! How many people voted? Wow. Most of y'all have voted. Alright, I'm terribly sorry, Secret Raka, aka Bob Raja number 12. We've gotten a decent voter turnout. Very slim margins, 55%, 56% said no. We're gonna have to move on. Sorry.
Times two, did it again.
Some of the 808 notes are distinctly just off. And I think you can definitely kind of clean that up a little bit. They sound a little dissonant with the melody. The melody's okay. Like, I don't have too many complaints about the melody. It does feel a little... like, it doesn't feel like a whole lot's happening with the melody. But the melody is good enough, I guess. I don't really like the kick and the 808 combination. I think they could be a bit better. Yeah, the kick's pretty loud too. Which, you know, like, that can work, but I just don't like how they mesh together. So here's my dilemma with this. I think it's all good and fine. Like, the melody's cool. You got some cool flair going on with that little piano going do-do-do-do, you know, all that good stuff. I don't really like the 808. I don't like the pattern. I don't like the volume of the 808. And I don't really feel like an 808 kind of fits with this melody. Like, I feel like this could have gone easily in a boom bap direction. This could have gone in like a J. Cole jazz type direction. Not in the direction it went. And I think that kind of held it back because it could have been a bit better. Yeah, by the way, submissions are closed. Anything you submit after 2 isn't getting listened to. This is sick. You have like a weird drum bounce at times with like the kick going on. But you know what? Like this is what this could have been. Sort of. This could have been taken a bit more in this direction. This is clean. I like the melody. I don't like the little intro bit you got there. The intro bit kind of... You could have done it better. I think you could have done it better. And I think the mixing on the drums is a little off. Like the hi-hat's a little bit too quiet. The 808's a bit too quiet. It sounds like you made this melody. You're like, yo, I love my melody. I'm going to make it the center of everything. And then you just turned everything way too low. Also, why? Please, I have a question. What is with the absurd amount of PluggNB beats today? Last time it was drill. Y'all are just like trend hopping or like what's going on? I've got questions. I don't think I would call this PluggNB. Also, some parts of the melody kind of, again, they sound like they're from MapleStory. I know maybe not a lot of y'all know MapleStory, but MapleStory was like a Korean MMO RPG I played growing up, and the music sounded a lot like that little piano bit in here. I also think the 808's doing too much for PluggNB. The melody's also doing too much with the lead. It feels like you're trying to do a lot, and sometimes it's okay to just chill, just relax, you know, like you don't need to do everything. Give the room to the artist, or just give some room, because at the same time, like, not doing something in music can be good. Space, like, here's the crazy thing. You can use space in music to make a bigger statement than putting notes down. And if you understand that, that is a powerful thing. It seems like you're having the same issue again of just the drum mixing. Some of the drums are really quiet. You have like that chant come in, and the chant's loud, but the drums are quiet. So it's a little confusing at times. AGP said this is his third submission. This is actually like his 452nd. He just doesn't know it. Excuses, aka AJ. I want to say there are some notes of the 808 that should definitely be other notes. It's not necessarily like it sounds bad. It's just it could be better notes. Like it doesn't sound dissonant. It just doesn't sound like the best option. Did you make the melody? So you didn't do the drums. Did you do the drums as well? Because lately, y'all been doing collabs and like doing the whole thing, so it doesn't make sense. Like Locke did a melody and the drums and called it a collab. I don't get it. But this is okay. I think the melody is okay. I'm not a crazy fan of the melody. I'm not a crazy fan of the drums. Like it's all right. Thank you. Shout out to California. Probably one of the best US states that I've ever visited.
Come back, AGP.
I went to New York City when I was like 3 years old. Actually, no, I didn't even go. I was so young, my parents left me behind with a babysitter. Also, y'all need to understand, my preferred climate is dry and hot. That is exactly what California is climate-wise compared to Canada. Right now, there was a snowstorm the other day. Everything's a mess. There was a snowstorm like 3 weeks ago. Everything was a mess. I hate the cold. And California is like, you got a lot going on. This beat is cool. I give it the flame emoji. I'm not a big fan of the 808. I would maybe just kind of mix that in a bit better. The melody's cool. But it's nothing special. Like I've heard very, very similar melodies before. Jado, I've visited Florida and I'm going to tell you, I am not a fan. I used to play football. I went there for some like football camp. It's hot and humid. The worst combination. I would rather it be hot and dry every single time than hot and humid. Hot and humid is disgusting. Like you're sweaty, you're wet all the time. It's just gross, you know, and I was there for football camp. So I was running around all day, every day. So I was hot, humid, sweaty times 12,000. I don't know why, but the drums, they just sound like they're off timing wise. Also, Florida has alligators. I like to eat alligator. It tastes great. I've had it like twice in my life. It's delicious. I don't like to see them or have to physically fight them. I don't think I would win. So I just want to say about this beat, there's a lot of good things here. The melody's cool. It's kind of vibey. The drums are okay, like they just seem off at times, like timing wise. But the mix is probably the worst part. Like some things just, the mix is just not it. I think you can definitely clean up that mix, make everything fit together a bit better. And I'm noticing every time we do the beat reviews, there's always a theme. Like some people just are picking the worst kick samples or something. Today's theme is drum mixing. Some people have their drums way too quiet, some people have them way too loud. It just comes with time. Hyperpop is very cool. This is continuing with the theme of drum mixing, by the way. Yeah, the melody, it just kind of sounds like it could be like a, like in a YouTube video melody kind of thing, like an outro, YouTube outro or YouTube intro for like a gaming video or something like that. The drums are just, they're clashing. They're very clashing, like in every single way they're clashing. Yo, this dude, ESJ, I'm calling him ESJ from now on. You got songs or beats for days and they're all like 12 minutes long. Yeah, the long pause was a bit awkward. Personally, I'm not a big fan of the drum mixing again. Like we're on a streak of drum mixing. Excuse me. The drums are just way too quiet. Also the guitar melody kind of sounds like one of the ones I did in one of my shorts one time. You like pitch everything up and down, and it just sounds like it's not really in key at times. Like it's just not consistent. It sounds a little confused. I'm gonna say that again because I stuttered, you know. I was like, there's some good stuff here. But I would just like to ask, why does your 808 sound like it's fighting itself at times? 808. Yeah, it sounds like, oh my goodness, I hit my mic. I need a new mic stand. Mine's broken. Do I like cheese and onion on toast? That is the weirdest combination ever, but I would definitely try it. But back to the music, like this is good-ish. The mix on the 808 kind of sounds wonky because at times it's fighting with the melody. Weirdly, at times it sounds like it's fighting with itself. I'm not sure why. It does sound like you have cut self on, but I'm not even 100% sure. So I think it's just the melody. I don't even know. I don't know. There's a lot just clashing.
Yo, that's so
I'll describe how alligator tasted to me. I think I had grilled alligator. It had the texture of calamari, which I love calamari. But it had the flavor of fried chicken, which is like a godly combination in my opinion. No, cheese and onions are not weird. It's cheese, onion, and then toast. Like, why are we putting that on toast? Like, what's the goal, you know? Also, what kind of cheese? Because it sounds like that might be a bit dry. There's nothing really wrong with this beat. It's just at times it feels like there could be a bit more going on with the melody, and I think I would pick a different sample for the 808. Okay, if there's jam in it and it's the right kind of jam, I could definitely see that working out well. This beat's all over the place, but in a good way. Like, I like how it's all over the place at times. I'm not a massive fan of the first portion. I like the second portion here a bit better. But it also kind of sounds like it's like almost like some of the sounds sound like they're from Astro World, like the album Astro World. I have two monitors. Yo, I love DB. I love DB's beats, especially the ones he did with what's his name? Yo, I'm terrible with names today. Oh, I forget his name. He did the song Dark Out though. Global Dan, yeah. I think you have some good stuff going on, but it's like it's very beginner at the same time, which isn't bad. You know, everyone is at a different level. I think the melody is a bit plain. Like, you could definitely play around with timing a bit more, and keep in mind, like, if you are playing only in scale, you have 7 notes to work with, so you don't have a lot of creative freedom. So the creative freedom really comes in with timing and spacing. So you have a lot more you can play around with notes when they're being played and all that stuff. So it sounds like the notes are just being played on very typical beats, nothing special happening. And the drums, I don't like the samples. I think the samples could be better. And I think as well, the melody and the drum combination doesn't really sound like it would go into a trap direction, but it did. I think there's some good stuff going on with this. I think at times it does sound like it's just a 2-bar loop playing over and over and over again, which is a little bit too repetitive. And I do think as well, you had like that riser come in. The riser sounded a little weird, just because it didn't like drop or kill off any energy. It just went into like the verse section, which just lost a little bit of the melody, and everything else stayed the same. So I think you could definitely expand on that a bit.
What you doing, Atmos?
I think you have some cool stuff going on here. I think the 808 mixing is good, actually. Like, I like the mixing on the drums for the most part. But I don't really think it kind of like fits together vibe-wise. Like, the melody, the sound selection with the melody doesn't really fit with the drums, I think. And it's like the lead is fine. It's just like that one sound, like the main sound you have there, that I would change. Yo, my throat is so raspy today. Who needs a hit single?
Yo, shut the fuck up, Arrows.
Yeah, most definitely. I understand what you're saying. I just feel like, personally, I feel like the arrangement on it could have been a bit better. Just to kind of like flesh out what the purpose of the riser was. But I understand where you're coming from with that. I think with this beat, Eros, the 808 is just kind of quiet. The melody's okay. The melody's, it's there. I would have done a bit more with the melody, but the melody's fine. And the 808's just like, I'll keep playing it, but it's just like the 808 is just not hitting enough. Okay, like I said, I'd keep playing it. We got Slippery.
What you doing, Atmos?
I would have liked to see you do more with that lead. I kind of liked what you did with the other melody though, like the main melody. I think the drums, the sound selection could have been a bit better. This sounds like it almost went into like a little Uzi direction. And also, I'm not a big fan of the reverse 808 in this situation. You have some good stuff going on with the melody. The melody's fine. Don't slide like that. There's way too much going on with the slide. The slide is confused. It's doing things it shouldn't do. I don't know. Also, the kick is just like, it's there, but it's not there enough. You need it more there. It's punchy, but not loud enough. So it seems like we have a next theme. Seems like we have a second theme. And the second theme of today is random 808 slides. We don't need 808 slides all the time. Please. It's a stylistic choice at the end of the day. But it needs to be, like, if you're making a stylistic choice, your stylistic choice needs to be a good choice. And here, it doesn't really fit. Like, I thought this was going in, like, a chill, lo-fi direction. And I was going to say, okay, you know what? I would have picked a different 808 sample for the lo-fi vibe. But it didn't go in a lo-fi direction. It went in what this 808 sliding all over the map kind of vibe is. And we don't need to do that. You know, like, the guitar sample or the guitar that you played, whatever, it's good. I like the guitar. It's a nice guitar. I don't necessarily like the 808. I don't like the slide. I would have liked this to go lo-fi. I don't like when we slide randomly. But I will say, like, if we were in a setting where you are having this 808, that kind of pan thing you did, that was cool. Yeah, so now we got Locke, and apparently Locke is now doing what Saint Zark did. Because every time he's putting a beat where he did the drums, he's now saying he did something new, like that he doesn't usually do, because Locke mainly does melodies, if y'all don't know. So now he's saying, tried something new, which he tried earlier. He did drums. Oh, wait, never mind. He did drums and melody. This is a completely only Locke beat. That is actually kind of new.
Hey, yo, lock it up.
I'm not gonna lie to you. You have a lot of good things here. A lot of good things here. I think the melody at times, some portions of it are a bit too loud. Mixing, it's okay. Other than that, like, it's just some things, like clean up a little bit of the leveling. But this might just be me. I don't like the sound selection for a lot of the melody. I think you could have used better sounds. Do you have, I don't know if you're here, Locke, but if you are, yeah, you are here. Do you have Serum? Because if you have Serum, I'll slide you my Serum banks. If not, I don't know. Yeah, let me slide you my Serum banks then. I don't really like using one-shots for that kind of sound. The melody here is like weird but quirky weird. It's like not terrible, but it's just like quirky, I guess. And because of that, I don't know, the drums don't really fit in. Like, it's like a weird combination of sounds. You know, I don't know. I think you could have taken this in a different direction. Please listen till the beat drop. If the beat drop happens here, I'm not listening. Someone said this is a Kung Fu Panda type beat. I see it actually. Like, I fully see that. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the melody. I'm not a big fan of the drums. I think the whole thing, like, I see where you're coming from, but I don't see the execution. So the same thing kind of goes for this one. Again, it feels a little too repetitive, like you took a 2-bar loop and you just kept copying it over. I think too, the 808 is a bit quiet. I would have liked that to be a bit louder. I'm gonna cut this off here because it just sounds like you use like something that could be copyright. But I'm just gonna say I don't really like where this is going already. Wow. Yo, we had to listen to like 1:15 for this to drop. The drop took way, way, way too long. The melody is great. Melody's gorgeous. But I would not take 2 years to get to the drop. And then this just keeps going. Like, it's so long. And the drums, I don't know, they just didn't really fit very well from the little bit that I heard.
Damn, Obi.
I mean, this is pretty solid. By the way, I double checked. The Discord link in the description does work, actually. So that's an issue, not an ish-me, apparently. This is good. This is good. I just think the 808 could be hitting a bit harder, and that would take it to the next level. Maybe loud. I mean, there's some good stuff going on here, but there's also a lot of clashing going on. Melody seems to be clashing with the low end, and I would definitely cut some of the low end out, just make it not clash as much. This is apparently your first beat, or not your first beat, your first month of producing, and you're more confident in the second beat you sent. Well, you know what? I will not roast you. I'm trying not to roast people. I'm just trying to give constructive criticism. Yeah, so let's get right into it. Your time zone, I'm going to be honest with you, it's not possible for your time zone to be 15 hours behind my time zone. First thing though I'm going to say is I don't like your kick sample. I would use a different kick sample. This one sounds like it's like clipping nice, but it's just like it's missing something, you know? I also think you're doing way too much with your 808. Like, the melody's good. It's good for where you're going. The 808's solid. The sound selection's good. The patterns are okay. The 808 though is not. Like, the pattern for the 808 is not. You're doing way too much with it. Just calm down, like keep it, but sprinkle it in like a little bit of flavor here and there. And then when this melody comes in, it gets a bit too loud. Like it's almost overtaking some of the drums. But yeah, overall, like if that's your first month producing, you've got a a lot of good months coming ahead for you. I see where you're going with this. I do like the melody. I think the melody's fine. I don't like the 808. I don't know if it's the sample or if it's just too low or what's going on with it necessarily. It's also a little quiet, you know. I think the overall mix is quiet. I think you could mix things a bit louder, but I definitely think the 808 is too quiet, and because of that, the beat does suffer. So you have some stuff here, and there is good stuff. There is some things I like. The melody is one of them. I definitely though think that the kick is not punchy enough. The kick is not there. It's not present enough. The 808 has the same kind of issue, but it's just not there enough. The 808 could be there way more. The pattern on the 808's okay at some notes. I don't really like the notes that it slides around to, but overall it's pretty solid. I know this is titled Weird Melody. The melody's like, it's okay. The melody's not bad. It's not like a bad weird. It's an okay weird. Times it's not much happening with it, but that's okay. You're leaving space. The drums, however, are mixed just absurdly quiet. They're not hitting. Turn them up. If you want to make your drums hit more, just turn them up. It's the best life advice you'll ever get. There's some good stuff here, but it's just, I don't know, it's missing something. Like, overall, it's an okay beat. It's just nothing's really, it doesn't feel complete. whole thing kind of just sounds mixed way too quiet. The whole beat is just very quiet as well. I don't really feel like the guitar kind of goes in the Juice WRLD direction. It kind of sounds like it's almost in like a Spanish guitar direction, like something Roddy Ricch could use potentially. Almost, not fully. The drums are also ridiculously quiet. You need to turn those up. The mixing on them is just not there fully. Yeah. Also, I love the name of this, Yabba Yabba Yabba. It reminds me of that LeBron James quote, Yabba 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 Labba Doo, something something old name. Warning, you may cry. Real men cry. But overall, like, it's good. It's emotional. You've accomplished the emotional part. The entire chat is crying. I think there's what, like 100-ish people here. You've made 100 people cry today. Congratulations. I hope you feel good about yourself. It sounds like something very cinematic. Like, it could be, like someone said, Portal 2 mall vibes. It could be in a movie in like an emotional portion or a really sad commercial. Who knows? It's good though. I know this says 2013 type beat. Who was making these types of beats in 2013? Who? I remember listening to music in 2013. I didn't hear a song like this. So, don't know what to say other than yeah, yeah, yay. I mean, you got some stuff here, you got other things there too. I don't even know, like, when it drops, you know, you got something. I hate the yeah, yeah, yay. Low-key, this is giving me like the Detroit vibe you're going for, but I don't like the kick and I don't like the 808. They could be louder, they could hit more. Yeah, this one sounds entirely like it's coming down to a drum mixing issue. Like, you have some decent patterns going on, but the drums are just too quiet.
なかったのか。ゼロ。
And the song made this beat?
Yeah, I think the melody on this is pretty good. I'm not a big fan of the drums. I don't like the sound selection on the drums, and I think that's kind of my main issue. I know we listened to your first beat, Kazomi. I think I'm saying your name right. I honestly like the first one a bit better than this one. This one seems like it's lacking direction. Just because it doesn't really seem like it knows where it's going. Like you have this very melodic piano. The piano kind of has like an emotional vibe to it. And then you have these drums, like the 808, it's got like some kind of Detroit kind of vibe to them. And then you have like these South Side hi-hats going on that just, I feel like could be better. So yeah. Kind of sounds like you have like a default kick and a default 808, and they're kind of clashing together a little bit. Also, everything drum wise is way too quiet. Turn it up. The drums should not be that quiet.
Faded, this shit wavy.
Knows how to make a good orchestral melody. Melody. Knows how to make a good orchestral melody. I feel like Faded Wave lives to meme me. But it's fire. Those are good slides. That was a good stylistic choice. I mean, it's cool. I don't really like the note that it goes down to, because you have the note repeating and then it goes down. I'm not a big fan of that. Also, I just didn't really get a lot of bass in there. And then when that weird airy kind of sound came in, or bass or whatever that was, I did not like that a whole lot. I don't like the 808. Everything else is fine. Morning alarm type beat. The melody's really vibey. I'm not sure specifically what you were going for, but the 808 I don't like. I don't think it fits in. I don't like the sound selection of it. It's also kind of too quiet. So yeah.
Yo, Ytram SMP.
Also, Ytram, if you're here, I love you. I'm so glad you've made your return for beat reviews. You always have heat, so let's give this a listen.
Yo, Ytram SMP. Listen, this man is secretly a legend. This man never submits anything like trap drill. He submitted some like crazy house or EDM thing that was crazy that he made with his brother. But this is the redeeming beat right here. This beat could make or break his legend status for me. You make crazy stuff. I love you, Ytram. You're insane. Let's get into this.
Ytram SMP, the man who makes the legend, struck again. I'm gonna be honest. You've done better. I hold you to a higher standard because you have done better. You have delivered more. But this is still good. But it's not your best. I mean, the sample's cool. I'm iffy on the 808s. I feel like some stuff didn't hit. There's some good stuff. There's some stuff I would change. I think, honestly, I would have fully committed to the drill and gone with some slides. I would have gone in with that. But I don't really do drill, so. Also, I can't open links. I'm terribly sorry, Coffee Addict. It just, I don't know why, it just crashes everything. I don't really like the lead. I feel like the melody could have a bit more going on. The drums are just kind of there, like they're not really improving anything, they're just kind of there as well. I think you could really build on what you have here and add a little bit more oomph to the whole thing.
JK, really?
And
I don't really think I need to say a whole lot. I think the only thing is I'd turn the 808 up half a decibel. It's good. I mean, it's okay. A little too repetitive for me. 808's okay as well. Like, I would have liked a little bit more impact going on in the whole project, but oh well, can't really change that. I really don't like the hi-hat sample you used. You do good job panning though, for sure, definitely good panning. The drums definitely don't hit enough though, like the kick and the 808, not enough punch, not enough, just not enough. They also sound quieter than the hi-hats.
let it batter, run that shit back.
I didn't really like the 808 roll, but this is fire. I love the melody. The melody's gorgeous. Snooze you lose. Skippy is always just the best. I would have liked to see a bit more go on with the melody, but I do like what you have here. It's hard, it is fire. Chuck, you are pretty good with glow. I mean, the melody sounds a bit more like a Gunna type of thing than Lil Baby. I don't think the 808 necessarily fits, like sample-wise. I would have used a different 808. That's pretty much all I got to say about that. I've definitely heard that guitar somewhere, like that exact same progression for the guitar. I definitely think as well that the whole mix is just too quiet. I would turn it up, the mix is absurdly quiet, and the 808's not really hitting.
Friday made this. Friday made this.
Yeah, why'd that sound like they said Riley made this?
Friday made this.
Really don't have any more time for fairy tales.
I was iffy on it. I like the melody, the drums are solid. I think, however, the reverse 808 I hated. I hated that. And the overall mix, like the melody just seems a little bit too quiet. I really hated what you did with that bass there. That bass was kind of like a sin to humanity. Like you were trying to have this crazy bass solo, but everything was going on. It just sounded like confused. I'm not a big fan of it. The low end, you got some good, like, I don't know. There's some stuff there, I guess. I love the electric guitar lead you have there. That is actually very nice. I'd maybe turn up the 808 like 0.2 decibels. I know, like, my face looks constipated, but damn, that was disgusting. Spinning that. Jeez. Woof.
Hey, deep and go crazy.
Hey, Aaron, you crazy.
I've 1000% heard this in arcade before. Here's what I'm going to say about this. I think there's a lot of good things here, but they're just kind of meshed together in a way that doesn't fit very well. Like, the vocal is nice. I love the arcade sample. I've used it myself. The flute, it's okay. Like, it's a pretty basic flute, but it doesn't really fit. The things don't fit together. The drums don't fit together. Everything is there, but it's not necessarily there together. I hope that makes sense. I can't download this. What even is this file type, my guy? I'm not listening for 1 minute and 50 seconds, by the way.
Hello, Randy.
This is like a case of a case of the 808 being too much. Your 808 just, listen, you'll hear it. Especially in that lower octave, or not the lower octave, the lower note it plays. It's just taking up so much at this point. It's making everything else kind of duck too much. I also don't really feel like it fits, like everything fits together very well. Also, ESJ, this is your 5th submission. We're gonna put a rule on how many submissions next time. So bro didn't even submit his own beat. Yo, the 808 is just completely off. Wouldn't be the first time. I've had a few people submit beats that weren't theirs. And I hope you know, like, at the end of this stream, I get notified by copyright. And I know who's submitting beats that aren't their beats. I can take it down, I can ban you from the server, etc. You know, like, it's easy to see. You have some interesting stuff here, but overall, like, this is just, the 808's off. It's really detracting from everything. It's hard, but there's one specific note in the piano melody that I really dislike. Let me see. I'll play it and we'll see if anyone else catches it. Yeah, the kick could have hit harder too, but I think overall, like, there's some good stuff. The mix is decent enough. Mix could be cleaner, but it's decent. And there's one note in the piano that just really I don't like. Yo, submissions have closed, my guy. Yeah.
Only color I see is the red. Yeah, she follow me, I got emotion. When I'm money coming and see the motion. She go shake it, ass got some motion. I was dancing for the rest, got a notion. She a nerd in a freak, let me brain. She is a she the hoes, let her out in the rain. Kicked out the Ain't pussy, I take it, bitch, and hit it from the back. Hit it from the back. You know I don't like all that attitude, so don't give me that. You know I gotta keep it 100, yeah, bitch, getting fat. No, I don't care.
I'm gonna be honest, as this went, the mix from 0 seconds to 30 seconds, as it went, the mix got worse and worse. Like, things were just getting like too much at times. I think you definitely need to have a better mix. Assuming you're an artist, you need a better mix. I don't know if this is your beat, but the beat also kind of not very well mixed, considering like with the artist and everything. So yeah. Yeah. You know what? Your drum mix is great. I like the drum mix. Things are hitting. They're nice. It's very clean. I don't like the piano melody. The piano melody is holding it back, and it is a crime against humanity that this piano melody is holding everything back, because it's just kind of plain. It's basic. It's there. It's not even really giving a nice vibe, I think. But everything else is godly. I love it. I'm going to unpin this because there's some very unpleasant frequencies at this point in time. I really liked it up until here, but now there's some unpleasant frequency that's just kind of painful. No, don't ask those types of questions. So we'll move on. Unfinished beat. It just kind of sounds like you took a sample, slapped drums on it. The 808 doesn't really fit in, and it's a little quiet anyways. Yeah, I'll be honest, this is a group chat that we had this whole talk about me opening DMs. I'm terrible at it. I don't respond to a lot of DMs very quickly because I get a lot of DMs and I suck at replying. Also, this is like too loud. You're exceeding the decibel limit too much. With that being said, like, it sounds like some video game vibes at first. Like, you could just throw a soft clipper on here and this wouldn't be a problem. Y'all are sending like beats or files to destroy my computer or something. The 808's goofy. I don't like that bell. With more context, the 808 becomes less goofy, I'll give you that. Yeah, I would agree with that. Overall, the melody is good. I just think the bell is not it from a sound selection standpoint, or should be pitched down an octave. So I think this whole thing just comes down to mixing being horrendous, to be honest with you. It's very quiet. The drums aren't hitting. Everything is just like, it's like you took the whole beat and then turned it down like 12 decibels for some reason. So turn it up. Turn everything up. Mix it a little bit better. Clean it up. Make the drums hit a bit more. I have nothing negative to say about this. I really like this. I don't like your kick sample. The snare's okay, but overall the drums are a little quiet, just a tiny bit. You're sliding all over the place. We've talked about this a few times. A little too much with the slides, but you know what? There's some good stuff. It is a bit loud, though. Like, the drums come in loud. I get that that's what you're going for. It's not bad. There's some good stuff there. And in my mind... you're trying to give me a copyright strike. just sounds like absurdly positive. Like you made this in a major key and you said, we are going to be happy today, whether you like it or not. It's a little quirky, you know. It sounds like it could be in, take out the drums. It's like a commercial almost.
Exhale on the beat.
I don't like your snare sample. I don't like the bass that led into the drop. I liked once it dropped. The 808 was nice. The hi-hat could have been a bit more creative, I guess, but overall it's pretty solid. There's an MW2 sample. So we're going to skip it. Why? Okay. Alright, you disabled your own video before we could even listen to it. That's fair. I don't like the 808 intro you have there. I think the 808's okay, but it's just like, it's a very basic 808. The melody's kind of weird too, I think. The melody's okay though. It's not like a problem. It's just, I don't know. Interesting, I guess.
Come here.
You have that really high-pitched bell in there. It's kind of a little too much at times, I think, like frequency-wise, it does get a little painful to hear. I would have liked a little bit more perks going on in here, just to add a little bit more into the beat. Overall, though, it's pretty good. I think you also had that little piano flare play a little too much. Like, got played out. It was nice, but it started to get played out. You have actually a really nice melody here. I love the melody, but the drums take away from everything. Like, you need to mix them better. You need to turn them up. Get rid of the kick. The kick is just not fitting with the 808. And I think just an 808 would be better on here. And you could use a punchy 808. And I think that would just resolve all problems. Here's my problem with funk. I think I'm saying that right. Funk, whatever. After a while, they all just start sounding the same. You know, like it's repetitive to an extreme at this point. And this kind of suffers that like you have a melody here that sounds exactly like someone else's melody, just slightly different notes. The rhythmic pattern's the same. Your notes are just different keys, and I think he played like a semitone down. He played a different note. It's pretty much it. We need to be a bit more creative with funk if we want the subgenre to live, to keep living and thriving. Because it's doing well, but if you want it to thrive, it needs to get more creative. Plus, like, if you listen to all, like, the top funk beats, they're doing a lot more than just the same patterns. Yo, bro was right when he named this quiet, because this is absurdly quiet. The 808's definitely not fitting in there nicely. It's off, a little bit dissonant at times. And there's too much low end in the melody that's clashing with the 808.
Nothing ever goes as planned in this accursed world. The longer you live, the more you will realize.
I don't really think this fits like a Yeet type beat. I would have liked to see you use different sounds for the melody, to be honest. I do the beat reviews once a month. I think your open hat's a bit too loud though here. And it's kind of taking away from what you do have. You do have a lot of good stuff here. It hits, it's pretty nice. People have spoken. I will pin this last one. I'll be honest, you have a good melody. The melody's cool, it's vibey. The drums are just way too quiet. Sticking with the theme, drum mixing. You gotta mix them in a bit better. Clear some room out for them, whatever you gotta do. Your 808 lost me. You had some good stuff going there. Why does the 808 sound like it has no low end at all? Also, your rim is ridiculously loud. I think it might actually be a snare. Either way, it's pretty loud.
Purchase your track today.
I don't like the kick sample, but there's a lot of good stuff here. The mix is fairly clean. The 808 could be a tiny bit louder. Overall, you know what? It is pretty clean. It's pretty decent. I like the melody. I like the way it kind of dropped too. That was nice. We have some interesting drum sounds. They're just way too quiet. You don't need to be afraid of turning your drums up. You know, drums are not supposed to be the quietest thing in a beat. They should actually be loud, for the most part. Depending what genre you're making, drums should be hearable to a good level. This is not a good level.
Hate 1.
Some things sound really off. I also don't really like the hi-hat pattern. Like, you have some good stuff here, just some things just don't sound like they're in the same key. There's too much dissonance. I think you have the right idea here. The execution could be a bit better. I would like to see you fill up those low frequencies a bit more, just with some kind of bass. But I thought the drums were cool. I liked what you did with the drums. I liked some of the stuff a lot. I really liked what you had initially with the bass. The bass was a bit loud. That was your tag, the voice thing. I don't like that. And then I thought, like, when it comes into this section, I'll play it real quick. It's okay. It's just like the mix on it, it sounds a little muddy. It sounds a little all over the place. This is the hardest beat known to man. Number 2. So there was the hardest beat known to man before this one, apparently. Okay, Centric, if you hear the kick and the 808 are clashing, the bell is really loud. I would turn that down a fair bit. Not like a crazy amount, but a fair bit. And maybe spam it a bit less. Like, you don't need to have it go do, and then do at later on. You can have it just a little bit less. Dial it back. There's a weird clicking to this 808. This doesn't really sound like a finished product, like a finished beat. Like, there's a lot here, but there's also not much here. Yo, shout out to Faded Wave. I love Faded Wave. He's a day one.
cemetery, blood moon, think I hear them crawling. It's only bad news, better run when you hear them stalking, yeah. You better watch out, stay strapped, cause the dead stay walking. Running with the devil by my side, cause I still been haunted. I got two horns on me now, feeling like a demon. Smell fear running, let me sink my teeth in.
Beautiful. I like it. Made on Bandlab, you know, yeah. It could be. It sounds like it is. But yeah, that's nice. Also, shout out to Skippy. Skippy is a man, a myth, and a legend all at the same time. And he's probably one of the greatest human beings ever. Probably top 20 human beings, because there are a lot of human beings. So I think your 808's off. I don't really like the 808. I don't like the slides to it. I think the kick is not punchy enough and not hitting enough. And you have a good hi-hat pattern. I like the hi-hat. I think you could maybe change the hi-hat out for a an accent snare, and that might be a bit better, but that's just me. Yeah, top 20 is good. There's what, like 8 billion human beings alive right now? I'm considering like the total history of humanity. Top 20 is pretty good.
RS produces on.
I think drum mixing on this is pretty rough. The kick could be louder. 808 could be louder. The hi-hat could be louder. The snare thing could be louder, or rim or whatever. Turn it up. I like the melody you have here. I don't like your drums. I think you can mix your drums better. And I think at the same time, you could use better drum samples overall. I think there's like sections where the vocal mix could be better, but overall this is good. I like the other one a bit better, to be honest with you. I like the beat on this one better, but I like the vocal mix on the other one better. Yo, thank you for the euro. That's massive. I love euros. Yeah, no, the drum mix is atrocious on here. The 808 sounds off at times. The kick just has nothing but punch, no thump to it. The 808's quiet, the hi-hat's loud. Yeah, I'd clean that up.
HKD.
I weirdly hate this. like I like it, but I hate it at the same time. You know what I mean? Like there's some good stuff, but there's some bad stuff, but it's like, yeah, Skippy nailed it on the head. It's weird, but I love it. You know, I wouldn't want to ever hear it in a song, but I would at the same time. It's so strange. Like I don't even know how to digest this. Yeah, definitely like a meme type kind of. I won't lie, the 808 kind of sounds like you cut all the high end out of it, and I don't know why we're doing that. It might just be your 808 sample. However, let's not cut the high end out of our 808s. I've seen people do it. You might not have done it, but I have seen people do it. You want some high end in your 808s because you feel the low end, you hear the high end. I feel like that's self-explanatory. So there's a lot of frequencies in the melody that I don't like. They're kind of painful to listen to. The 808's ridiculously loud and overpowering. I think you want to clean that all up for sure.
I just want to rewind.
All right. Samples, my guy. Samples. We can't be doing that here. Come on. I should have known. This is a remix. This is a remix too, my guys. Like, come on. Like, come on. You got this nice pluck, but then it's overpowered by whatever this sound is that just came in. See, I thought this was going down like a little Uzi Vert type of route, but no, I guess not. I'm not gonna pin this, it's good, but I'm not gonna pin this because your 808's doing too much. You had this like weird bass in your build-up that just kind of sounded off at times. You drowned out the melody too much, like the melody that was in the beginning, and I didn't like the kick sample. There's a lot of good stuff here, and I think you could expand on it, or at least it just needs polishing, really. Some things you could clean up. This is good. I think you shouldn't have used a hi-hat here. I think you should have used like a rim instead. Overall, it's pretty good. I like what you've done with this. You have like a cool melody. The melody's kind of interesting. But your 808's just super overpowering. Yeah, so it notes some notes your 808's off, at some notes it's not off. It's okay, the 808, but the mixing on the drums is just terrible. The hi-hat's really loud, the kick's really quiet, the 808's just kind of there. I would want you to clean up that mix. Yeah, we got to skip through remixes. Terribly sorry, but it's just the way she blows. First thing I'm going to say is I don't think you really had much of a build. You just kind of dropped, and I think it would have been a bit nice to have some form of just lead into the drop a bit more. Yeah, this is pretty good. I think your drum mix could be a little cleaner. Like, melody gets a little overpowering once it fully drops. Which is like, you can clean that up pretty easily. I didn't like that riser though. That riser sounded too much like Mario. Wow, this is like the poster boy for overpowering 808. The 808's just insane. Feel free to turn it down. No harm done.
This is so cool!
I don't really like the drum samples you used. I heard some of them in the beginning. I didn't like the hi-hat. Heard the kick there. I'm not a big fan of the kick. Also, weird to take this into Jersey club vibe, but okay. I don't think it really fits very well, like the melody and the switch.
So we have to plan. A guest list, invitations. Now who do you think, Nora?
Well, I think Alice and Ted. They're nice.
I think this is like a weird mix-up of vibes. Like, it feels like it could be lo-fi, but the melody just has too much high-end to be lo-fi. The drums initially feel lo-fi, but you have the Vox in there, which is very trappy, so it's just like a weird mashup of things.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Versus.
I think you would turn the hi-hats up on this, but I think the overall mix with the drums is okay. It's pretty good. I like the guitar melody a lot. I think you have a cool snare sample. It's just really, really, really loud. Overall, like it's good. It's okay, I guess. It's just a little too much at times. I think this is pretty good. However, I don't like the mix on the drums. Your drums are too quiet. The 808's decent sample, I guess, but I might have changed it personally. But overall, like, clean up the mix on the drums, turn some things up. You have some good stuff here. The kick just needs to be hitting harder. It's not punchy enough. I would just make it a bit more. If that's how the vocal came, it's weird, but if you did that to the vocal, I would not have done that. It's a little weird. 808 is just terribly off. My hotkey for muting and unmuting in OBS. I mean, it's definitely vibey, but it kind of ends at that. Like, it's just vibey. You know, I would want a bit more. I know it's claims casino, very, very ambient. And you do definitely hit that ambience nicely, but I don't know, it's missing something. It needs a little bit more to complete it as a beat.
Picking on the beat.
I'd say too many open hats. I didn't really like the intro because the intro just kind of sounded like it was clashing with itself a bit. So yeah, I would clean that up. Melody's a bit loud. Once it dropped, it was good. I didn't like the intro a whole lot, but I liked the drop. The drop was nice. I like the little vocal he threw in there. I think you could have definitely cleaned up the rhythm of your melody a bit more, and I wasn't a big fan of the third chord you had in there. The third chord just didn't really sit very well with me.
Last rain on the beat.
I mean, it's cool, it just doesn't really have much thump. I would like more thump to the kick. I don't like that bass. I think the clap is a bit too loud. There's way too much punch on the 808, I think. Yeah, definitely way too much punch. Someone said they can hear the bass on this. I wasn't talking about the bass. I was talking about the 808, or not the 808, the kick. Yeah, the kick doesn't have much thump. I think the melody kind of sounds like it should be from Mario Kart almost. Some Moo Moo Meadows type melody. I'm not a big fan of the 808. I think like the 808 just doesn't really fit. You know, I think that mainly comes down to the melody though. So I would go back and try and figure out what else to do with the melody. So bro downloaded a wave and then exported it as an OGG. Okay. Yo, that drum mix is just painful to listen. I'm not listening to that because, okay, fine, I'll do it. But the drum mix is just, you gotta mix those in better. I like that you sidechain the kick to the melody. Maybe a bit too much sidechain, but it's a nice touch. But yeah, the snare weight. You can die on that hill, but what's the purpose of exporting something as a wave and then exporting it right after as an OGG? Right? You're compressing, well, not really compressing because those are lossless compression. So I think, if I remember correctly, you're not losing much, but like, what's the purpose at that point? There isn't one. This copyright? Thanks, Arrow. So we'll keep moving. I liked your choice of 808. I don't like it in those higher notes, though, a whole lot. Kind of sounds weird in that higher note. I think it's actually just the transition between the two. Because the higher note on its own sounds fine, just the transition between the two, it kind of sounds like it slides down a little bit. Not a big fan of that. And the rest of the drums sound a little bit too quiet, just a tiny bit. Yes, I understand the debate. FLAC, wave, OGG, all that good stuff. But if you're going to export something as a wave and then export as an OGG, why? You know, maybe I understand there's a file size limit in Discord. Fine, you know. I would assume you have the project file, though. It's cool. I don't think there's like a whole lot going on. Like it's cool. It would be cooler with an artist on it, but it is a nice beat. Yeah, yeah. Sounds like there's not a whole lot of room for the 808, and the 808's just taking up a lot of low end, which is good. An 808 should take up low end, but it's kind of not very audible in a good way. You know, it seems a little bit too much low. The melody's nice though. I did like the melody. I liked what you had with the melody. The melody was a cool idea. First thing I want to say is your drum mixing is not it. You can clean that up, turn some things up. Kick is a little too quiet. This is weird because it kind of sounds like everything's sidechained to the 808 almost. Like things are ducking when the 808's hitting, but at the same time the 808's just so quiet that it sounds like the whole thing's just ducking at times. Turn up the 808. I'm not really a big fan of the 808 sample you used. The melody's also a little bit too quiet. This is fire, but my one issue is the sound selection you used for the melody. I think you could have benefited from better sound selection in your melody.
Steve was made by Saber Dad.
Your 808 doesn't really sit very well with me. I'm not fully sure why. There's some like low end clashing going on, or if it's just the notes it's playing. It's also a little bit too quiet, and I'm not a big fan of the kick sample. So what I will say is you have like your 808's a bit too quiet. And I don't think the melody necessarily fits the vibe. Like you've got this 808, you're playing like a hard pattern, but I think from the standpoint of the whole beat, it doesn't really mesh too great together. I think you could have taken that in a different direction with different style drums, or like, it could still be trap drums. You would just have to take it in a different direction and then flesh out the melody a bit more. Violin. I didn't like one of those notes that the 808 slid to. I also don't like that little roll on your accent snare. And I think as well the kick could be hitting a bit harder. Also, you need to read the rules because the rules state you can only submit one at a time. So we're going to be skipping over this submission. Just because it's fair for other people, you know, like that's why we implemented that rule. Because I don't think anyone wants to wait 3 beats to get to their beat, because that's not really fair.
I'm falling, you're calling about everything we could have been. You're
No, keep playing, please. That was clean.
falling about everything we could have been. You're falling, I'm calling. I never wanna see you again. I'm falling, you're calling about everything we could have been. You're falling, I'm calling. I never wanna see you again.
I think though one thing I would say about this is that the beat and the vocals kind of don't sound like they're mixed together, but more so the vocals are just put on top of the beat, and I think you can mix them together a bit better. See, I was skipping ahead to like see when it would sound a bit different, but it didn't really get there. It just kind of lost some portions of the melody along the way. The melody's cool. It's kind of weird. It's like a quirky weird, and I'm assuming it fits the vibe you were going for. The 808 was okay. I think I might have turned it up a tiny bit. I like that transition. That was cool. Whatever that weird popping sound was coming from, that kind of sucked. I didn't really like that. I think that was like a reverse 808 or something you had there. Not a big fan of that. If you had an 808 there, it was absurdly quiet and hard to hear. I would turn that up. The kick is a little bit too clipped. I would maybe clip it a bit less.
He wanna send me a Uber. Fuck, I look like in a Uber. I'm riding around with a Uber. I know they mad that I grew up. Baby, we finna go up. Water with ice in a cup. She got no ice with a thought. Cause she got lean in her cup. Be a fucking lady. I kiss it on a daily. His DM fucking hate me. My DM going crazy. You the fuck? I got him stuck. Diamonds say bust. Yeah.
I'm gonna be very honest with you. I think you have, I'm assuming that's your vocals. I think you have good vocals. I don't think they fit in drill very well. There are other subgenres that your vocals would fit a lot better in. And that's not like a knock on you. It's just your music could be better in a different subgenre of music, realistically, of trap, I guess you would say. Because there's a lot of potential there. It's just drill, I don't think fits. In this case, it's good. It's good. I would listen to it, but would it be the greatest song I've ever heard? No, you know. And I think you could definitely explore other styles of music, and they would maybe suit you better. But regardless, like, that is a good song. It's pretty solid. Also, the kind of mix kind of just sounded like it was mixed on top of the beat. Similar thing. A lot of artists have that issue. I'm gonna be honest, your bass is not that weird. The bass is fine. I'm not gonna defeat you because we're not fighting. This isn't like a one-on-one or anything like that. I think your biggest issue, however, is with your kick. I don't like the sample. I think the kick is also kind of quiet. It's popping. It's more popping than hitting, I guess you could say. Nice use of sound effects.
Production.
a lot of clashing going on when that 808 hits. There's some good stuff with the melody, but that clashing kind of takes away from everything. So I think you have some interesting ideas with the melody, but I think you should definitely explore them a bit more. So for instances, you have this, like, you have a very common phrasing that's going on, where pretty much you have a note, goes down semitone, goes back up, goes back down. It's pretty common, but you're repeating it a bit too much. And the common way that goes is it goes down like 2 semitones after, it goes up 2 semitones after. So like, let's say you're going, I'm not very good at explaining here, but you know what? Can I open FL and just show y'all? I'll just quickly show y'all what I'm talking about. So let's say you just have this. This would be the phrasing. This is a very common phrasing. So when you have it like this, typically it would go down after. If you have it reversed, where it's like this, it would go up after. You know, and here's how this sounds. You know what I mean? So I think that is something you should do as opposed to just repeating that phrasing over and over again. All right, Tibby, we're going to use yours as the last submission, okay? Also, no problem. Here we go. That should have hit way harder. Also, your snare is absurdly loud, and so the hi-hat's also pretty loud. Melody's cool, it fits the vibe. I don't know if you're clipping this or what, but it is a little bit too, like, overall, it's too loud in a way. Like, some things are just too loud, it's taking up too much of my ears. Mainly the snare. I know it's titled this, but the snare is too much. There's a lot of good, but there's some stuff that could be cleaned up. Anyways, let me do it like this. Anyways, gotta do it for the thumbnail. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, that will conclude the. Oh, my mic fell. This is a rough outro. I don't even know what to do for outros. Ugh. Anyways, for the 15th time, we are going to conclude the stream here. Mic keeps falling. I need a new mic stand. This looks like I have a Coke sponsorship. Let's just move that out of the way. Like a Coca-Cola. Anyways, that's going to conclude. That's going to conclude everything for the Beat Review stream. Thank you all for coming. Really appreciate the submissions. If we didn't get to yours, that's okay. The submissions cut off at 2. We will be doing this again next month. And again, the Beat Review Discord channel, whatever it's called, is always open. There's tons of people who will review it in the Discord server. It's a great community, and I'm glad that y'all are a part of it. And that's going to be all for today. Actually, no, I'm going to give y'all a little bit of extra info. We do the whole thing, producer of the month, all that good stuff. I will post the beats, but I have to take my dog out for a walk and all that good stuff first. So I'll do that after. But again, thank you for your time. Peace.